world gasped at their perfection, and 40 years on, we haven't forgotten Torvill and Dean and that Olympic performance. Well, now it's time for one last dance.
Well, Jane and Christopher, it's lovely to speak to you both, although I've got to say it feels much more natural just calling you Torvill and Dean.
Yeah, we've been called all sorts, but Torvill and Dean seems to roll off the tongue a little bit easier, I think.
Can you believe that it's 40 years since that magical moment that you wowed the world with the performance of the Bolero?
Yeah, I mean, we don't believe it's that long. It feels like yesterday, but then at the same time, it feels like another world away.
We sort of plugged our ears and just looked forward and just concentrated on what we needed to do on the ice.
8,500 people in Zetra Stadium are seeing history. That are sixes across the board.
But perfect scores for artistic impression that had never been done before. Just an amazing moment.
That's right, yeah. And it will never be replicated because they've changed the scoring system since then. And so
Yes.
It stays in the annals forever now, I guess.
Well, whenever I hear that piece of music now, I eternally think of you two on the ice. You and that piece of music are intertwined.
A lot of people talk to us about where they were when they watched that piece and when we won the Olympics, and we would have never thought that in 1984 that people were still talking about the Bolero.
We never thought that we'd still be doing this or skating. It's all been a bonus for us.
That for me is just extraordinary, the amount of time that you've stayed together. How have you managed not to tear each other's hair out? Because there must be times
Have you seen
of
my bald
tension.
patch? When we were younger, we were passionate about everything that we did, and we have to do it the biggest and best. But I think over time, I think I've mellowed.
You know, we always got there in the end, didn't we?
Get there in the end.
The yin to the yang.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, exactly that.
And there's been a lot of speculation over the years too, and I know that you're both happily married to other people, but at the time that you were romantically involved, that you were a couple?
We used to find that embarrassing at the time, and we didn't know how to talk about it because we weren't a couple. We were on the ice for sure, and we were with each other all the time, 24 hours a day, because of what we were doing. But I think as we get older, we realise we should take that as a compliment, because what we were performing on the ice was being believed, you know.
Fred and Ginger.
The Fred and Ginger syndrome.
Fred and Ginger.
Yeah.
But am I right in that I read that you did dabble romantically when you were teenagers, just a smidge?
All teenagers dabble at some point, don't they?
How are you two doing what you're still doing on the ice?
We definitely have to look after ourselves, our bodies, our fitness, you know, everything that you eat. We've got a regime.
And what should audiences expect when you are down under?
Well, we want to make it an evening, sort of a retrospective of our life, our story. So we'll be skating and we'll be telling our story as it progressed.
And will we get to see the Bolero one more time?
You'll have to come along and see.
Please, please, can we?
All gone then.
So after skating together for all these years, for 50 years, how hard is it going to be to bring it to a close?
We're excited at the moment, but I think as we get to the final last dance, there'll be a lump in the throat, and then after that, it's well, I don't know what it is after that.
Yeah. Well, even
It's gone quiet now, hasn't
no,
it?
talking of your Australianisms, quite often Chris will say, "Oh, she'll be right.
She'll be right.
She'll be right." So.
Well, we're so looking forward to seeing you, and I mean, it's a bittersweet moment, really, for all of us and all of your fans. But we're looking forward to seeing you come down under. It's a real honour to speak to you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Wow, yeah, 50 years on and they've still got it. Torvill and Dean's Arena Spectacular Our Last Dance tours Australia next June, and tickets are on sale this Thursday from Ticketek.